Okay, what I want to do is just review the analysis video that we've just completed, or I've just completed this morning, in relation to this particular opportunity that we've got here. We've got the daily where we've got previous support potentially now becoming resistance. Just let me highlight that again. So previous, there's your support, potential resistance right here now. You can see that quite clearly. So how do we actually get into this trade, or potentially get into a potential trade? Well, all you've got to do is we've got to zoom in. We've got to take a look at the smaller time frames to allow us to actually zoom into this. Here we have our uptrend line. So we've got the AB swing. We've got the uptrend line right here, and we've got the full body break, potential body break below that trend line. So on the 15 minute, if we zoom into that 15 minute, here's our AB swings, and we're taking out the last A low. So what we talked about was taking out these A low points. So let's move to the 5 minutes. So what I did say was we could be looking for a potential crown, because here's your uptrend line. This is the uptrend line that we're talking about right here. And then we said if we break this uptrend line, take out these low points. So this is a low point, this is a low point, and this is a low point. And what we've done is we've taken out this low point. What we could very well do then is come back up to potential areas of support, or test the back of this trend line. So if we come back up to this area right here, we've now got a potential crown setup, because what we would have is we'd have a potential right tip. This could be, sorry, left tip. This could be our potential left tip as well. This is our center tip. So what we could potentially do is come up to any of these areas and then bounce, and that's our crown setup. So let's leave this on record, and we'll just keep an eye on this and see whether or not we can actually get back into this trade. I know I've just had a conversation with a couple of the traders who are already in this trade, and they took the trade on this particular candle here, which was the first full body break below this uptrend line. So they're actually in this trade right now, which is potentially very, very good trade. But if this comes back up to this area, again, still a good trade. Even if it comes up to this area, still a good trade. But what we're going to do is we're going to have to wait and see. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put you on pause now, and then let's watch this develop. Right, you can see that we're now coming back up to then this previous support, potential resistance area, or the back of this trend line. Okay. Now remember, I did point this out in the daily analysis video, so all you really needed to do is just keep your eye on this situation. Now here would be a great entry point. Okay, you're nearly at that previous support, becomes resistance, so if you can enter right here, this would be a great point. As I say, we have got some entries right here anyway when I've talked to some of the traders. So again, this is where I will be entering right now. So I'm going to enter my point right now. We're right at previous support, becomes resistance area. I apologise for that, excuse me. Potentially we could be coming back up towards this area, because if it's taken out this area right here, then we could be looking at this area as your left tip, or this area here as your left tip. Because if you take a look at this, you've got some great support area right here as well. So it could be coming for this area, back of the trend line as well. But I'm in this trade right now. Okay, well, potentially we seem to have a bounce. So what have we got then? Well, we've got the crown that I was talking about. So what we've done, if you see this, we've taken out this A point right here. So we've taken out the A low point, and therefore this area is potentially going to be our left right tip. So this is our left tip area right here, potentially. So what we've got, this could have been quite easily a left tip area. This could quite easily have been a left tip area, and so could this area have been a left tip area, and so could this area here. So what are we waiting for? Well, we're waiting for potential resistance becomes support again. As you can see, this was a very valid area of previous support, becomes resistance. It's broken that area, and it's found one of these other tips. So just let's draw this in now so that we can get a little bit of a cleaner picture. What we've done is this is your center tip. We came down, we broke the trend line, we broke this low, and we broke this low, this right here. So we broke that low, and now we've come back to test the back of this area before we take the fall. So this is our center tip, and this is our right tip. So where's our left tip? Well, if you take a look at this, really, if you take out any low point, what you should really be doing is you should be going to the previous high point from the low point that it's last taken out to look at your left tip area. So this is potentially the left tip area, and then we go right up here to the center tip. So there's your crown setup, okay? So that's all you need to look at. Potentially we found the bounce, but we could still very easily come right the way back up towards this area right here. You can see that we've got a little bit of a wick forming here on the 5 minutes, so potentially this could also be where we're heading for, the back of the trend line. Remember, your stop should be above this A high point here. Okay, let's put you back on pause. Okay, then let's put this Fibonacci's in while we're waiting for this move to take place. Okay, so this is your Fibonacci, this is your AB swing. It's come nearly back to a 61.8. Nearly, just let me rejiggle that. Oops, doesn't seem to want to catch on this one. There we go. It's come back to nearly a 61.8, but a 50% as we currently speak. So the back of this trend line would be a 61.8 retracement, with the extension being at the 1.618 around about this area right here. Okay, so if you have got into this trade, a great place to come out is if you've only gone in with one lot, then about midway, the 127, 160, 1.8 around about this area will be a great area to come out of that trade. Because you've seen it fulfill its extension area. Or if you've got more than one lot on, you could come out at the bring a lot out at the 118 or the 127, and then bring your stop down, so that what you're doing is you're then maximizing your pips. Okay, but let's wait and see, and let's see where this develops. Well, here we go. We've got some beautiful tweezer bottoms happening right here, but let's wait and see what we're talking about, because even if we do come up to, I'm quite confident that this is going to really take a nice drop. I'm quite confident about that. It's a lovely crown setup, it's a perfect crown setup, so I'm quite confident. I'm not too bothered about these tweezer bottoms. I am online talking to a few of the traders at the moment, so this is the reason that we're covering this. One of the traders has asked, could I please cover this, so that's exactly what we're doing. We're having a chat, talking away, talking about this, recording this so that we can all watch this later to review this trade later, okay? And that's the reason that I do these review trades, so I'll catch you shortly. Okay, then we've come right the way back up to this 61.8. This area of the previous support remains as previous resistance area remains as resistance, back of the trend line. So what could we also do here to enter this trade as well? Well, very simply, if we draw an uptrend line in here, well, there we go, draw this uptrend line right there. Now what we could do is we could wait for a full body break below this trend line. Quite simple if we wanted to, and that's another way of getting back in. We could, of course, we've entered the sweet spot, so we've entered the 38.2 between these areas. So if I just draw in these little areas right here and just change this colour, these are all ways that you can just, you know, move and change your direction or enter trades if you wish to enter trades. There's the sweet spot between these two purple lines. So it's entered into the sweet spot. Another way that you could enter this trade is by entering this once we leave the 38.2 again. So it's entered into the sweet spot between the 38.2, 78.6, and it could potentially leave this area. If it leaves this area, that's another area to get out. Or we've got this uptrend line, full body break below it. You could look to enter the trade there as well. So I'll just put you back on pause. Right, okay, well, we're still going north, so we're still testing this. This is when a lot of the traders now start losing their nerve a little bit and start saying, well, you know, I'm pulling out of this trade, it's a losing trade. But at the end of the day, if you've planned your trade, then you should be trading your plan. It's a good trade. It may not work out, but if you've planned it and you have some sense behind that trade, it's a good trade. So stick in there, folks. Okay, then we can see where we are right now. What we've got is we've got these nice wicks here, some really nice wicks now. So have we found the back of the trend line, and are we about to fall? Potential tweezer tops here. So what can we do? We could also enter this trade now with tweezer tops, a nice candlestick formation. Stop just above here, 5 pips I normally place above the last high. But is this going to be a good trade? Let's wait and see. Okay, then let's have a quick update. We could see that we came to the back of the trend line, the 61.8, bounced on the back of the trend line, nice little tweezer tops there. Again, another reason to get in at that point right there. We've now left the sweet zone. Remember, when I talk about sweet zone, the sweet zone is this area right here, the 38.2. So it's the 38.2, between the 38.2 and between the 78.6. You can wait for an entry into the sweet zone area and then take a trade once we've left the sweet zone area again below the 38.2. So we've entered it and we've now left it. Another entry point if you are thinking about how to enter a particular trade. Just another strategy that you can look at. Quite a nice little strategy, and it works very, very well indeed. Okay, but so far, well, we're looking good at the moment. Admittedly, this move here was a little bit of a steel pants move. You know, change your shorts. And as I said previously, this is when a lot of people start panicking and start wondering whether or not they should be pulling out of their trade. But if you've planned your trade, you should be sticking to that plan and trading that plan. Okay, I'll come back shortly. Well, we've now got the full body break. This is what we're talking about right here. So we've now got the full body break below the trend line. So this was another reason or another way of entering the trade. Full body break, remember, we drew in this uptrend line, and what we did say was a full body break below it would be another entry strategy. But you've got to remember, 5 pips or so above the last high would be your stop. So not the best of equity management trades as far as I'm concerned, but it's another way of entering that trade. Okay, I'm going to put you back on pause. Well, unfortunately, what we seem to be doing here, folks, is now we're hitting just this consolidation now, where the euros just hit consolidation. This last run down here looked as if we were going to do something. We took out this last low point here, but unfortunately, we're now just retracing back towards the top of this consolidation area. So just let's hope we continue to move in our direction. We'll have to wait and see, but unfortunately consolidation is consolidation. We'll have to wait. Put you back on pause. Well, we can see by holding on, we can see this last move came back to the top of the consolidation, and this last move took us out and we got payday. So congratulations to all of you that had the courage to just hold on there, just hold out and let your trade pan out. I mean, we planned the trade, we traded our plan, so congratulations. I'll catch you later on another trade example.